Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. And Eastbirds, it's good to see you. Thanks for rushing after work. We're going to be here for a little bit, so we should have time to jump in. We are in Hong Kong. It is morning time. You can see the sun, that orange, tangerine orange glow starting over there in the northeast. The sun's starting to come up. And we are flying today from Hong Kong down to Hanoi, Vietnam. Route's going to take us out over the water first, and we're going to curve up north, loop up over China, and then come in from the north back down into Hanoi. Captain Mathis, how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, we got a classic today on the IFE. A classic indeed. Whoops. Didn't want that. It is one of the adventures of Captain Marvel. So we'll see how that goes time-wise. Flight time, it's about an hour and 40 minutes or so, depending on how we do getting out of here. I've changed a couple things about the way the stream works. So I'm now doing a direct display capture instead of trying to capture the game. That allows for a couple other things to work properly, like the mouse and stuff for when I do videos. Some people have asked for beginners if I could have the mouse on so they could see what I'm pointing at when I'm talking, which is understandable, and I got no problem with that. The other thing is it's allowing me to run the game in a higher resolution, or the sim, sorry, in a higher resolution. So I am running at 14:4 right now, and it's downscaling to 1080 for the stream. So we'll see what happens with my frame rates and everything on this one. It's a little bit of an experiment. I usually downgrade myself to 1080 so that the software isn't converting, but I'm going to let the software deal with it. We'll see how it goes. So we're just about where we parked last time when we pulled in, and if you remember, we had that scenery of Hong Kong that we looked at as we flew in over the mountains from the east to northeast. I've gotten rid of that scenery, and I've actually purchased a enhanced scenery for Hong Kong. Unfortunately, we're not going to see much of it here. But if you watch the channel coming up, I do a little helicopter tour of Hong Kong, and I kind of showcase it there, and it's really pretty awesome. We might see some of the shipping and stuff out in the water. There's a lot more of it with this mod. Simon, good to see you. Is it evening westbound? What time is it here? It's 5 p.m., so yeah, it's just after evening. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for joining us. Glad to have you along today. So let's jump on board the aircraft, and I'll point out another issue that I've found as well. So let's get over here and we'll get on board. There we go. So as you may have seen in the description, and I mentioned it a couple times, I am running the Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant now, and one of the issues we run into is there's some kind of little software bug between it and the sim where it will no longer allow me to turn on. Oh, it is doing it. Oh, that's very, let me turn off the flashlight. That's very interesting, because for quite a while the dome light wouldn't work. There was a little glitch in there, but looks like I managed to fix that somehow. Good for me. The flight is 1 hour and 40 minutes, so we should be off the ground. My targeted time for being off the ground is in 40 minutes from now, so you can judge an hour and 2 hours and, what's that, 2 hours and 20 minutes from now. We should be coming into Hanoi. Well, we'll see how that works out. I think Eastbirds Lee is going to join us. That's fine. We're sitting here on the ramp, and we'll just start getting ourselves all nice and ready. So first things we'll do, we'll get the fly pad up and running. And there we go. So into company, we'll get that information in. A little bit of weather around the area, but it all seems to be to the north, although I was seeing lightning a little while ago. So we'll get that in there, and that's good. We're also going to go into dispatch right now. We'll go to the fuel, and I'll pull up my flight plan. And we'll give our fuel requirements a look. So I need 7,023 kilograms of fuel. So we'll come in 7,023 and we'll start the fuel process. For some reason that's got flashing lights going outside. Okay. So obviously it's early in the morning, so we'll start with our cockpit pre-flight. So parking brake is confirmed on, flaps are confirmed up, spoilers are confirmed, retracted and disarmed, weather radar is off, engine masters are off, engine ignition mode selector is on normal, thrust levers are at idle, gear lever is down, and we can go through our cockpit prep. So move it up top. Batteries 1 and 2 come on. External power is connected. Brake pressure, on the Accu brake pressure, you can see down here, is in the green. Cockpit lights and panel brightness, that's fine. I do those at the same time. We'll get those dialed up. Dial back for that. The under panels for the overhead there. First Officer Rogers dialed in. Come down to the E-cams. Like so. We'll do the lower pedestal integral lights. 1 notch on the floods on both sides. And we'll come up top and turn up the overhead integral panel. So that's our cockpit lights and displays done. We've got the dome light on. We'll turn that off before we taxi. Instrument brightness, APU fire test. APU fire test is done. Crew oxygen supply is coming on. CVOR test, that's the cockpit voice recorder, and ADIRs are now up and aligning. We have the nav lights and logo lights on. Seatbelt signs are now on. No portable devices signs are on. And the emergency exit lights are armed. So cabin crew, you can begin boarding when ready. So the annunciator lights are all good. Probe and window heat are on auto. APU is off. Aircraft temperature, oh, it's hot out here. We're already up in the high 20s and it's only like 5:30 in the morning. Aircraft temperature is set. ECAM page. We'll go over to electrical. I'm going to pull it up. There we go. And we'll make sure our batteries disconnect properly. That's battery 1 off and on. And battery 2 off and on. That is correct. Fuel pumps are confirmed off. Engine 1 fire test and engine 2 fire test. Both are good. So flight directors. Oh, there's the passengers. Are on both sides. Barrow. So I've done a local Hong Kong weather check. It was issued just 40 minutes ago. The current barometer is 1009 and it is 30 degrees out. And the sun's just coming up. That is hot. So 1009 is set. We'll put it in the standby as well. What's my fuel doing? Something happened here. 7023. I'm gonna go instant. start. Not sure what happened there. But my fuel kind of went nuts. So barometers are set, cross-check both sides, EFIS constraints were set. First Officer Roger goes to 40 speed. I'll adjust speed when we go. We have restrictions on the departure, which I'll go over. Heading will be managed, that's fine. And our initial altitude is going to be we'll go 8,000 just to get us up, and then we'll increase from there. Radios 122.8, and we'll have to watch for the random changes it tends to do. There we go. 122.8 is entered. Got to remember to do this. It's my virtual airline tracker. And we can head down to the MCDU. All right. So initialization, we'll bring in the flight plan. So there we go. VHHH, which is Hong Kong, to VVNB, which is Hanoi. Yeah. There's some weird, interesting things going on right now. Alright, so our Throttle is 54008. We'll get that logged in there. Cost index 25. Flight level of 380 for today's flight. Nice and high. We should be good. And I got things dinging away here. Let's make sure I'm still aligning. I should be.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bin. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know.
We are aligned. Shut off the lower E cam.
If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it,
And let's
please
carry
place
on
the
here.
bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats.
So we're going to go into
if you are seated in an
the
emergency
AOC menu.
row,
We'll do our weather request just to confirm what we have.
And
then we're going to go into our weights and balances.
Sure
So there's our fuel.
Perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
So we're going to change that to 7.2. We'll leave it on instant just so we get it done. There we go. And 7.2. So our fuel is accurate. We're all good to go there. We can go to our weights. So payload is 16,420. That's accurate. 155 passengers. And we are all set there. So we will load that in. And if we now look at our gross weight, 64700, and our takeoff weight is 64443, and the rest is extra fuel for taxi. So we are good there. We'll head over to here. We can start entering the information in. So that's 57.4 tons and 30.0. Didn't get that decimal there. 0.4 and 30.0 for the center of gravity. And our block fuel again is 7.2. For our trip wind, we have a headwind of 13 knots. Didn't go in. There we go. Clear those messages. So it says minimum we should have is 0.8, and we are predicting we'll have 3.9 tons on the ground. The flight plan says we should have 2.7. So 2,777. We'll see what it reads on the ground. See how close we get to that. All right. Oh, you're flying a KLM. Okay. That's good. We'll take a look for you in a minute. All right, so we can go over to the flight plan now. So we're departing Hong Kong on runway 25 right, and we'll be using the Pecan 1 Delta departure. There we go. Didn't take the runway, so we'll try this again.
We are ready to go when you are.
Really starting to have problems with this thing today.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 5556. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour
is still in
and
there.
40 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all
25
devices
right.
are in airplane mode and
There
your
we
larger
go.
devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already,
Pecan
please
1
fasten
Delta.
your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap.
Insert.
Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
Arrival is going to be the ILS Yankee for runway 11 right. So go down to ILS Yankee for 11 right. And there are no stars, or is there? Yeah, there is a star. We're running the Hakka 2 Alpha. Hakka 2 Alpha. And we are going to transition at Nob. This is kind of an overfly near the airport, and then we loop around and come in for the landing. All right. So that is now entered in. We can do our transitional stuff, and then we will go and take a look at the route and see how it looks. So we get the airport transition altitude is 9,000 feet here at Hong Kong. Thrust reduction is fine, engine out is fine, flaps 1, and it is 0.3 down. 0.3 down. For the trims, no flex today. This calculator is broken, so we'll just go with a toga. That's fine. 131, 132 for the rotate, and 136 for the minimum climb out speed. And everything else is looking good. So let's take a quick look at our route. We'll come in and let's see if I can do it from here. Yeah, I can do it from there. So we'll go with the 40. So you can see we're going to take off and then arc out over the water here and come down. We're going to arc out over the, I'm not sure what the body of water is called, but we're heading southwest, and then we're going to make a turn up over here. As you can see, we're going up over China itself. Then we're going to arc back down to the southwest, come in over northern Vietnam, fly into the runway, and then we're going to do this loop and come in on the ILS. So about 1 hour, 40 minutes is our estimated flight time for today's flight. Alright, let's just take a look outside for a second. Oh, there's Eastbird's down at the end there. Seaman is a blue and white KLM. Alright, and the sun's coming up too, so that's nice. Alright, so that ready to go. So that's the MCU data is in, the MCU is done. RadNav is done, IFAR clearance, no ATC online, we'll take it as given. IRSs are aligned, flight plan, EFS and the nav aids are all set. We're squawking 7000, a generic IFR code, and we will do our takeoff briefing. So let me just bring up Navigraph. And just repositioning it so it's a good size for everybody to see. There we go. Alright, so here's the airport chart. You can see where we're parked here. Eastbird's is just along at the edge over here. And it's going to be a short taxi since we are just going up here to A12 and A11 for our pushback. So we're going to push back around, probably go tail to the left and then come out Bravo 8, Alpha 10. And then up to the hold points. So very quick taxi out of here as soon as we're ready to go. Our departure today is, like I said, it's the PCAM 1 Delta. So we're going to fly out here to Prawn, make the left turn to Rumsey, and over to Tuna, Titan, and then down to Pecan. You can see we have speed restrictions. We have 230 knot maximum up to Rumsey, and then we can go up to 250 after that. So we're going to set 230 as our initial climb speed, and then we'll be 250 after that, and I'm going to use 8,000 as an initial altitude as we head out. The route today, just to show you on the chart, we're leaving Hong Kong, we're heading down, and then we're going to arc out over the water, then go northwest, north of the island here, back over mainland China, and then curve back around and in, and we'll brief the approach and arrival when we get there. But I think we're pretty much set. There's no nothing for me to tune in on the RadNav side, so we should be pretty good to go. So Eastbird's, how you doing over there? Are you ready to head out? We got our message in, so we'll just go down and pull it, take a look, see what it says, and make sure that we are in line with the sim weather. There we go. Get that printed out. So throw that down, give it a read. Yeah, so 17th of May at 20:30 Zulu. Again, that's almost an hour ago. Winds are 200 at 8, gusting 19. Visibility's pretty good, that's fine. A few clouds at 1500, scattered at 3000. Uh, 300 is our temperature. Dew point is 24. No significant changes forecasted, and 1009. So we got the right barometer setting. Alright, so Eastbird's is almost ready to go, so we'll get ready to go here. So coming up to the upper panel, APU master's on, waiting for the flap open message to come up. There she is, flaps open, we can start the APU. I think the external power unit failed when we had that little blackout there. Well, we should be good. So MCDU weights, again, 131, 132, and 136 for the speeds. Weights are all entered in and finalized, and 131 and 136 are both showing on the primary flight display. So that is good. Speed, I'm not going to set it now because it's just going to keep changing on us. We'll dial that around to 230 now, but I got a feeling as I taxi out it kind of resets. So I usually do it as one of the last things before we take the runway, but I'll put 230 in there right now. So APU is up and available. APU bleeds are now on. And the APU generator is on.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, fly deck.
We will be ready shortly.
Okay, I will hold.
So external power is now disconnected. And the air conditioning is set. And just check the cabin. See how we're doing in the back. There we go. 22 degrees. Yep, that's good enough for them. It's a nice temperature. Alright, so windows and doors are locked. Cockpit door is now locked. And they're pulling away the jetway. There she goes. Just gonna go back over to the main screen. Fuel pumps coming on. And the beacon light is now on. Steering pin will be inserted. Transponder is off until we get out to the runway. It's on standby. TCAS is TARA and above. And we are ready for pushback. Yeah, that's why I picked this time. It's very nice. And Simon, yeah, we get the air going. Like I said, 30 degrees and the sun's not even up. It is stinking hot down here in Hong Kong. Oh, and my radio's reset. There we go. And what gate am I again? Let me just pull that up. Hong Kong traffic, Skyways 5556 at gate N30. Pushback and start facing east.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, fly deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brake, please.
Alright, parking brake coming off.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Well, soon you'll be able to get something to help you keep cool. A nice beverage. And yep, there's that sun coming up. So when I altered the time of the stream, just so more people from Europe could watch it, and it wasn't like midnight. I picked this time because I figured we'd be around sunrise for all the flights. So good timing there. And look at that orange sky in the clouds. Fantastic. Everything's good above. And there we go. So start the clock. Igniters to start. And just wait for the word. And then we will head out.
You are clear behind and you can start your engine at your discretion.
There we go. Starting engine one.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your
And we're going to go outside for the push. Make sure we get to the right spot. We're going to go tail to our, well, left the way we're facing, but right in the cockpit. Eastbirds has his beacon up and going, so he must be ready to go. you really want to see what Hong Kong looks like, and this is the payware download, keep an eye out for my helicopter tour of Hong Kong. It's pretty impressive. I was very impressed with it. There's a shipping out in the channel.
Hong Kong traffic, KLM 850 at gate November 26, ready for pushback facing east.
There he is. So sort of lined up here. Missed it by a bit, but it's fine.
Is equipped with a whistle and light.
Pushback complete. Set parking brake, please.
Parking brake set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the right side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks, have a good flight. See you later.
Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your
So
seatbelts
he's
are
heading off.
fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
So we had a good
We
start.
remind you that this is a non-smoking
And
flight.
Hong Kong
starting
traffic,
engine
KLM
number
850 at gate November 26, waiting for traffic.
Is prohibited by law. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you
KLM
enjoy your
850.
flight.
I'm going to be another minute or two, so you've got time to push back.
Roger, KLM 850.
All right, let's go start engine number 2, and we'll go outside, give it a listen, because who doesn't love the sounds of these things starting up? There it goes. Starting to wonder there for a second. There he is pushing back. EGT is rising, N1, N2 is rising, available. And APU bleed off, APU off, engine generators 1 and 2 are up and running, and mission mastered to normal. Alright. Anti-ice. Definitely not going to be required today. And we will start our before taxi checklist. So auto brakes will go to max. Spoilers armed. Flaps 1. Engine anti-ice not required. Flight controls. So full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral, and we have brakes, and the trim we will dial to 03 down, and we are good there. Nose wheel steering pin has been removed. And rudder trim is confirmed zeros.
Cabin is secure, ready for departure.
Excellent. Cabin is secure and we're good to go. And we're ready to taxi. So let's go with our turn off lights. We'll go to take off on our taxi. And we are set. Hong Kong traffic, Skyways 5556 taxiing runway 25 left via Bravo 8, Bravo, holding short at Alpha 12. Alright, let's get my chart up. And we're good to taxi. So, parking brake off. A little bit of throttle. Get ourselves moving here. We're going to do the config. And we're also going to do the cabin now since it's a very short taxi. Let's try that again. There we go. The engine's back to idle.
Please note, the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there's a reading light on the panel above you.
Ah, loving those clouds. That deep orange. In the sky there. Lovely. Was kind of hoping our departure would be off to the northeast instead of the southwest, and then we could have seen Hong Kong again, but you can see little bits of it here. Lights on the horizon. A lot of the vessels out in the water. Heading over to Alpha 12.
Hong Kong traffic, KLM 850 ready for taxi to runway 25 right for Pecan 1 Delta departure via taxiway Bravo 9 Alpha 12, holding short at runway.
Alright, brakes on again. So before takeoff checklist, cabin crew is notified. Exterior lights are all on. We'll throw the wing lights on for additional illumination. Cockpit dome light coming off. Nose wheel to takeoff. Anti-ice not required. Packs will remain on or else you guys are going to melt in the back. TCAS is TARA and above. Transponder is on. Weather radar and PWS are on. Weather mode is set and takeoff memo no blue. And I have no other aircraft in the area that I can see. So the approach is clear. And departure is clear. Hong Kong traffic, Skyways 5556 taking position, runway 25 right. Brakes off. Let's move out, get ourselves ready to go. And the run's going to be a little bit longer than usual because it's so hot out. Of course, the hotter it is, the lower the performance on the engines. So we need a little bit of extra distance to get up to speed. There we go. there's these birds. Very good. Alright. So let's get out of here. Brakes are set. Engine's coming up to 50%. Both engines stable, engine's green, brakes are released. Takeoff power set. Mantoga SRS. Knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps are reset. Go to 230. I know we gotta pull back to thrust climb. Just get this dialed in. There we go. Just climb. We'll go over to now. We'll go up and we're on track. There we go. Gorgeous sunrise. There's S speed. Flaps coming up. Knots.
Hong Kong traffic, KLM 850 lining up, runway 25 right, waiting for departure.
Bring our climb back to 250. Ah, gorgeous. Well, goodbye, Hong Kong. Hope to see you again soon. So at Rumsey, we will go to our flight level of 380 and go into proper managed speed. We'll be past the speed restriction. Another view I rarely ever use. I should use it on takeoff more. It's an interesting look back. I can see Eastbird sitting down there on the runway. Aircraft lights flashing away. So we're 4 miles out from Rumsey. Strobe light off. Take turn those off, and those off, and those off at the moment. There's Rumsey, so up to 380. And we're going to manage speed.
Hong Kong traffic, KLM 850, airborne, inbound, Rumsey.
There we go. So we're both up and running. You can see more of the shipping out there. That's from the shipping mod. A lot of these mods and sceneries and stuff I'm running, unless I actually say they're, you know, payware. Like the new Hong Kong I got is payware. They're all on FlightSim.to, and they're fantastic. Read the reviews, see how they're doing, but a lot of them are really, really good. Well, that is a gorgeous view.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
Landing lights are now out, and you guys can get up, move around, and do your thing in the back.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected turbulence.
So while we're heading up to our cruise level, if you haven't already, please consider hitting like on the stream. And if you enjoy what I do and like the variety of streams and videos that I put out, consider subscribing. I try to do a couple streams and videos a week, and some of it educational, some of it just fun, some of it's kind of more semi-serious flying like this. And if you ever want to join in, and you're on FlightSim and our Microsoft Flight Simulator, and even if you're not, if you're on VATSim, you can be flying prepared or X-Plane or whatever, and if you want to join in on the flights, the homepage of my YouTube channel usually has the streams listed at least a day in advance with the times. They're kind of set series, so Mondays at 2100 Zulu, we do the Asian capitals at the moment. On Sundays at 1400 Zulu, we are doing our South America tour. And starting this Friday at 1930 Zulu, we'll be doing a VFR General Aviation small single engine airplane multi-leg tour of Britain. We're going to be going from one end to the other over a series of numerous weeks. And it should be a lot of fun. That's going to be actually not done on VATSim. That one's going to be done just on multiplayer mode. So you can feel free to join in and participate in that too. So it's all just fun and having a good time with those in the community. So we're passing 17,000 feet now. Eastbirds is climbing away and doing his thing. Coming up, we're cleared above into the flight levels, so we'll go to standard on the pressures. And there's 18,000 feet. Oh, loving those colors out there. Keep saying it. Given all its faults, it is a very beautiful sim. And just look at it down in the sun there. There's a cargo ship or a tanker or something. That's just awesome. Alright, so we're about to start our curve around. As we continue the climb up to cruise. What? No, go away. Ooh. Well, that wasn't good. Something knocked my throttles out of whack. I don't know what this... Wow. Yeah, okay, stop. That was some weird menu thing that popped up accidentally, and wow, it really did a number on my my controls. Put my flaps out, knocked my throttles back. Oh, you got the KLM coffee cup, yeah. And this is I've even got, this is really cool. The virtual airline did this. The Fly Topa, the Topa Sky iPad for the airplane, courtesy of the airline. So, but I've pointed it out a couple times. My cockpit's got some interesting little stickers and stuff in it. So, some nice little customizations here when I'm flying for the virtual airline. Alright, we're back up into our climb here, getting up to altitude. That was an interesting little glitch there. It's been one of those days. I was doing EasyJet Pilot's long haul this morning, and I was flying the 787, and I had issues with that thing. It got really... Well, first issue is I lost all the cockpit, like all the instrumentation just disappeared. Which, it's happened before and I've heard of it happening. People say wait 10 or 15 minutes and it'll come back. Problem is I was on the arrival into Singapore, so I didn't have that time to wait. So I went out, reloaded, came back in, and my frame rates just tanked. So I had to bail out on the landing. But, hi Wayne. Yeah, they're pretty neat. There's one other one, which I'll show you. Let me go over here. Is it, if we look in here on the FO side, First Officer Rogers got a sense of humor. By the master caution, he put a "Don't Panic" sticker. So, oh god, those went up too? Jeez. All these things happening on that little glitch there. Just check to make sure everything else is still... We've still got a flight plan? Yeah, still got a flight plan. It shouldn't be too bad. We might get a little bit more when we get over the land again, turbulence-wise, but it'll all be good. Speaking of being good, I'm going to give you, what view do you want? That view or that? Let's go that view. We'll bring up the map. And you guys can settle in for a little bit of, there we go, in-flight entertainment. And as soon as we hit our cruise, the cabin crew will be coming along with, I'm sure, some food and drinks. So I'll leave you with tonight's entertainment. Let's just make sure I get the right one. Yep, that's the one. And we will see you for the descent briefing in about an hour or so. Alright, this is going to... I've got to rescale everything just because I've gone and moved things around. Alright, we'll put you there. Alright, I'll do a quick rescale once the movie starts. We will see you in about an hour or so.
we'll be starting our in-flight meal service. Please look in your seat back for our menu, and one of our crew members will stop by shortly for your order. If you'd like to order additional menu items, you may hit the flight attendant call button at any time, and we would be happy to.
Keep driving straight ahead. What do you want of me? Scorpion wants your lens. I don't think I'd ever let him get it to him. Yes, I think you will. Those electric eyes are throwing a beam which will knock out anyone who gets between them. And at the same time... Wait, I'll show you. Now, unless you change your mind, we'll give you a personal demonstration. All right, I'll tell you. It's in a safe at my home. I don't remember the combination. Miss Wallace has it written down. I'll phone her and... No, you'll write her a note. All right. And unless you follow these instructions, the Scorpion's men will carry out their threat against me. This note is signed by Henry Carlisle. Scorpion in this country. If we're all in danger, you call the police. By all means. This is an emergency. Carlisle's life is in danger. Do you know where Carlisle's lens is, Miss Wallace?
Yes. But I promised never to tell anyone.
You needn't tell anyone, Betty. The question is, should you get the lens and deliver it as the note instructs you to? Or should we turn this matter over to the authorities? What do you think, Lang?
I say send the lens and save Carlisle.
Bishop, send Miss Wallace with the lens. Bentley, it's the only way. Tully, send the lens. Very well. You have until midnight to get the lens and deliver it. The note said you must go to the Elm Street Bridge alone. Are you willing to do that?
For Mr. Carlisle, yes.
If you'll all keep in touch with me by telephone, I'll let you know as soon as Betty reports.
Betty, I have an idea. Now, you won't need to take any chances because I'll see that everything goes all right. Okay, it's clear. You're set, Whitey? Sure, let's go. We'll follow him when he leaves.
Get your hands up, both of you. All right, go ahead. What's this? They were watching you, Cowan. Search them.
was an interesting movie. It was Captain Marvel, one of the very first original ones. Yeah, Okie, we're just getting ready to do our descent briefing as we head into Hanoi. That's where we're headed. So the weather's looking good. We saw the weather. It was up in the chat there a minute ago. I'm going to quickly bring up our approach for the arrival, and then we'll get ourselves all set up. So here is the approach plate. We're going to be coming in through Hanoi here, and from Hanoi we have to be at 7,600 feet. Then we're going to work our way down towards the NOB VOR here, which is off the end of the runway. And once we reach there, and we'll switch over to the ILS plate, we're then going to fly heading 270 until we are 13 miles away from NOB, and then we make a right turn towards VPH, and then we should be intercepting in there, and we'll make the descent. Typical 3-degree glide slope, and there's our CAD information. So we'll get that off the screen. We're going to go down and start programming everything in. So we will hit clear, get those messages out of there. First thing we're going to do is put in our approach data. So let me just get that weather again. And I'm going to move you over to this side while we enter this in. So QNH is 1007. Temperature in Hanoi is currently 28 degrees. Winds are 130 at 7 knots. And our transition altitude will be 9,000. I think they work in metric here because I'm getting some weird. Yeah, they run in metric. But since ATC is not online, I'm going to run it in feet. So 9,030 is 2,750 meters. So we'll just say 9,000 feet. Or, yeah, 9,000. And we're going to want, well, it'll be a Cat 1, so it'll be 238 feet for the barrel on the reference. So that is entered in. So we're going to want to be at the altitude of 7,000. That's not what I want. HAKAO is the waypoint. Hanoi. We're 124 miles from there. And from this altitude here, we're going to be at 7,600 when we get there. So we're going to say sync to our current altitude. We want to be at 7,660. So we're going to start 97 miles out. And we're going to be so we're going to start about 110 miles out from Hanoi, and we're currently 123. So we're almost at our descent point. So everything is looking good. See our route curving around there. So not too worried about the weather, so I'm going to turn on the terrain radar to clear it on this side. I've got the weather radar on that side. A little bit of a build-up off in that direction, but we're looking good. Well, I'm sure Captain Marvel will be back, even if it's as a talentless blonde female actor. So once we pass over Zijin here, we are going to get rid of the VFR map since we can see where we're going. And we're just going to make that left turn, and then there'll be another left turn into Hanoi. We'll see it up here on the screen as well. Yeah, I think that's the flight level. Flight levels are when you're going up, feet are when you're coming down, because that's what you're switching into. So I got that off of the approach plate. Usually on the arrival it just says assigned by ATC. There's 117 coming up. We're making their turn. Let's get rid of that now. It's turned into it's been a lovely day. There's a beautiful sunrise out of Hong Kong. Yeah, I've got one more to go on this, and then I managed to get a new batch of about 8 or 9 movies that we haven't seen yet, so we'll be cycling through those soon as well. We're going to be sitting in 7,000. Down. We're going to go down at 1,900 feet per minute and at 270 knots. That's close enough. So there's 1,900. I'm going to tag it at 270. And down we go. So it actually is a pretty simple approach. Again, we're going to fly up to the beacon, turn to heading 270. You can see it on the chart, and then come out in an arc around, and we'll pick up the intercept. Yeah, we're going in on the HACO 2 Alpha Star, and we're landing on ILS Yankee for runway 11 right. So if you read the routing information, it says from HACO, proceed on track 219 to NOB VOR at 7,600. It's fine. And then we cross over the NOB VOR, and then we do our descent down to our approach. The airport elevation is 40 feet. So it's pretty low. And we've got to go from that 7,060 the VOR so to when we get down 13 miles away at Noob. At 13 miles from NOB, we're 3,000 feet. So 13 miles to descend 4,000 feet. Should be pretty good. Yeah, okay, no problem. Do you have any other questions? Just ask. So the weather does look a little bit nicer to the south, which is the way we're heading. Just again, in case anyone missed it, there's a few clouds at 1,400 feet and broken at 2,400, so probably might have a little bit of a cloud layer going in. There she is there. So I've been watching the stream. It's looking pretty good, even though I'm running the sim on my end at 14.4. I know I'm only streaming at 1080, but yeah, it's looking good. So I'm happy with the way this is working. I'm not noticing any issues or lag or stopping or anything on my end. So at least I know I can do it that way. Gives me a little bit better resolution when I'm looking at things in the cockpit and stuff. And also for flying, it just looks nicer. If I had a powerful enough video card, I could probably run it at 4K. But I really can only do that if I'm not doing anything else with it. No recording or streaming. This is a good flight. It's a shorter leg today, only an hour and 40 minutes.
To assist with customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
There's that time in the flight. You'll find a pen and fill in all your information. You're looking for your passport, your boarding pass. Yeah, it's looking good. Nothing to complain about. Alright, it's 27,000 feet. You guys know what that means. Time to take a seat again.
Fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Alright, so about 20 miles, we make the turn and that heads us straight down to the star. Continue order descent here. So as far as I can see, we have no speed restrictions, except for the 250 below. feet. Yeah, so it all looks just do a normal set of slowdowns and flap extensions. So the waypoint we're heading towards now is Longzhou, almost on the border of China and Vietnam. Miles and we'll make the turn. Definitely got a pretty thick cloud layer out that way. Fairly hilly terrain. 22,000. All right, Eastbirds, you all set back there? Let's both try to get in here in one shot this time. We'll try not to have another La Paz. Do you? Oh, well, maybe, yeah. Coming out of that cloud there to the north. Thunder and lightning. Slightest clouds in the sky, and the sim puts in thunder and lightning. No, it didn't. So I went on to the heavy duty extreme Discord. Now the one with the cockpit thing, I haven't had that in quite a while, but they say it still pops up in the 787 occasionally, and they said yeah, just go outside view for about 10 minutes or so, and then come back in, and it should pop back in with all the panels. Because I lost all my panels, and it was just like a solid surface of gray in the cockpit. The problem was I was on approach, so I didn't have 10 minutes to go sit outside and wait. And the other factor is that my frame rate bogged incredibly, and it was turning into a slideshow. And they said that's a known thing as well, that there's, when you've got a long route planned in, it's updating so many times, and it doesn't clear the memory properly. It starts to bog down. So after about 5 hours, and I've had this happen twice now. I was doing a transatlantic flight, and about 6.5 hours in, it was really bad. And that's apparently, oh, there's some lightning down there. That's apparently something that happens in the turbulence, is it just bogs down. So not going to be flying the 787. I am going to try the 747 Salty, see how that is. If that one works over long distance and stuff, I may do some stuff in it. But yeah, oh, just heard a little bit of thunder. But other than that, yeah, it's not working too well. So 40 miles to Hakau, we got to be at 7,000, so we're doing pretty good. Of course, we got to slow down to 250 knots by 10,000. Although what got me really excited is PMPG posted a picture on their Facebook page, I believe it was, of their DC-6 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'm really looking forward to that and getting that airplane, because that'll be really cool. It was the heavy, what do they call themselves? Let me look it up. Heavy Division mod for the 787. Alright, so we're getting a little bit of turbulence coming over the hills here. There's 13,000 feet, so we'll bring her back to 260. Alright, so we're going to bring the speed brake out to about half extension. Got to slow it down a little bit. Definitely see that lower cloud layer they were talking about, 2,400 feet. Broken to overcast depending on where you are. 11.3, we'll come back to 250. We'll work that speed brake. Well, apparently the 737 is going to be the first one ported over. And all the work they're doing to get it working in this sim is what they're going to use for the rest of their fleet. So they should come out a little bit quicker than the 737. The fact that they're starting to post pictures of the DC-6 is pretty exciting. It means it's getting closer. I'm hoping we get it this year. I'm going to throw my taxi light on now. I'll turn on the turn-offs. And landing systems will come up. Come on. There we go. And speed is 250. It's 8,700 feet to go, 20 miles out. Definitely got a cloud buildup ahead of us. See if we get any weather. Be nice to get the Majestic Q400 in here as well, but they've said that there's still, the sim has still got a ways to go before they can bring it in. And then Quality Wings with their 787 is one I'm waiting for. I don't think I mean, they're trying, but I think the default airliners in this sim are permanently screwed, and we're gonna have to wait for stuff like Quality Wings and PMPG and what's the other one? Majestic, if they bring their Q400 in. It's going to skim the clouds for a while now, it looks like. So we're going to be staying at this altitude all the way down to the NOB VOR. Come in with the speed brakes now. Yeah, okay, so hopefully it'd be nice if the 737 was released this summer. I know a lot of guys want to fly that thing. And to have a really good working 737 in the sim would make a lot of people very happy. Alright, now let's see if we can do this. We're going to go manual, or we're going to go to that mode. We'll go performance, we'll activate our approach phase. And then we'll go back down here and go direct. Hacko again. And insert. Puts us back on the proper course, so we can turn that back on. There we go. That gets around that little glitch. I'm still running the experimental. Yes, I know I've got to upgrade to the dev version since they're doing updates to it. Well, if I get the 737, I can fly for our North American subsidiary in my virtual airline and do stuff in North America with it.
We have begun our final descent.
Which will be cool.
Your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Alright, so let's make sure everything is programmed in. So we want 108 and come on 30 and VOR1, let's throw it in just as our reference. On VOR1, NOB, and we're going to put VOR2, VPH in over here. That's kind of where the turn is for the intercept for the ILS. So we'll come up and throw both of those on. There we go. So we're 44 miles from NOB, 51 from VPH. Yeah, looks like we're just skimming along the tops of them, which of course provides great views for the people in the back. It's all you guys watching. Hanoi area traffic, Skyways 5556 over Hakau. 7,000 feet inbound on the Hakau 2 Alpha arrival for runway 11 right at Hanoi. Yeah, Eastbirds is behind me in the KLM 850, KLM A320. Interesting to see if this follows the teardrop. I hope it does. It's interesting reading some of the directions and stuff from the chart. So an ATC will authorize this if you have military control, and this in agreement and authorizations and stuff. Very interesting. Here we are over North Vietnam, or the northern part of Vietnam now. I think he's concentrating a bit there, Roki. No time for chat. Ooh, got some definite cloud buildup ahead of us.
Hanoi area traffic, this is KLM 850, 5 nautical miles inbound Hakau for the Hakka 2 Alpha arrival for runway 11 right.
There we go. So definitely got weather off to our right there. Those angry colors. All right, so we're going to be departing. Was it 12,500 feet? We're probably going to be exiting. It'll be a right turn off the runway, probably at Sierra 5 Alpha or Sierra 4, one of those two. And then we're going to be taxiing over to Terminal 1. Which isn't too far off of the exit point for the runway. So it should be a sort of short taxi by the time we get there. 26 miles out from the NOB VOR. So if I go back to my flight plan, wow, my Navigraph when that thing happened really kind of freaked out a little bit. So it is saying I should have 2,586 in the fuel. I'm at 2,740. That's going to be pretty close. So I am very happy with that. Yeah, we're good. The hills are fine. I've got the terrain radar on, and there's nothing showing, so we are well within limits there. So punch through these clouds, 20 miles out. Incognito, hello. Welcome to the stream, and yeah, the weather's looking pretty fantastic. I love it when we get to the clouds. So we just went through the airplane rock slightly as the winds are creating the clouds, kind of shifted us around a little bit. Really cool. So we'll be having the lightning again. So our expected arrivals in 23 minutes. I'd say we're probably going to be a few minutes early, but that's not too bad. We are definitely on time. Alright, I dial over to 10 miles. And yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of weather on the final approach. Probably gonna be under those clouds, so there may be a little bit of rain. Hopefully it's just cloud. And again, it is hot here. Let me just another quick look. The current temperature is 28 degrees, and again, it's just after sunrise, so it's no wonder we got storms and everything brewing up. So EFIS has said as we got it, terrain radar is on, seat belts and no portable devices are on, landing lights are on, taxi lights are on, all the lights are on that we need. Gonna go auto brake low, spoilers are armed. We're 1 hour and 43 minutes into the flight. Well, from pushback anyway, not the flight. We're 7.5 miles out from the VOR. Deceleration, as soon as I hit the deceleration point, so when I'm roughly 6 or 7 miles out from the NDB, I'm going to start my slow down into managed mode. Oh, rainbows! You guys see that? It's definitely raining out. We're getting rainbows out here under the clouds. Very cool. So there's the decel point. Aircraft is starting to slow down. So we're going to get ready to catch the heading if it acts up.
Hanoi area traffic, KLM 850 crossing November Oscar Bravo 15 at 7,000 feet, 230 knots.
Not sure if that's it or not. It's some weird coding there. Let's see where we're gonna head. We're going 270. Yeah, we are pretty much. Alright, so now we're going to do our descent down to our intercept, which is going to be basically 2,000 feet. Yeah, okay, Eastwards. I'll make sure I don't dawdle out there. I'll clear the runway. So we're gonna go flaps 1. It'll help us slow us down. Well, we're tracking the flight plan. That's exactly what we want to be doing. And we're now picking up the VOR, or the ILS. So we have the localizer. No, 10 miles is good. 10 miles is roughly the minimum you want to be. $6,000. So when we make the turn, we're only going to be, what's that, 4.6, 5.6, 5.8. We'll be about 10 miles away from the airport when we make our turn for the ILS capture. So for flaps 2 at that point, we should be good. It's 5,000 feet coming up, 3,000 to go. Looks like we're just about to enter into the clouds. Let's see, do I need anti-ice on? No, it's 26 degrees out. Wow. That is warm. And there's the clouds. Oh, that was winding. Glide slope is showing. I'm a little high, so I'm gonna get us down there. Didn't descend as quickly as I wanted. There's the turn. We're now below the glide slope. Flaps 2. It's 2,800 feet.
2,500.
There's the rollout and the level off. Altitude capture, we're slowing down. Now in approach mode. Speed's coming back. Very good. Ooh, looks like we got some really low level stuff in front of us here. Alright, let's ding the cabin. Oh, you're following us on Volanta? Yeah. Ah, come on, cabin. Acknowledge. There we go. Where are we at? 7 miles. 6 miles, we should do the intercept. That's at that FI 11R. There you go, glide slope starting to move. We'll configure a little bit early. Gear down, 3 green. It's 5 miles. Vocalizer is captured, glide slope is capturing. Flaps 3. And we're 4 miles out, flaps full. Well, definitely looks like we got some rain. And a wonderful view coming in. Rain or mist or something. Whatever it is, I do not have the airport in sight. Thousand feet to go.
Hanoi area traffic, KLM 850 inbound, ILS Yankee, runway 11, 9 nautical miles.
Definitely got some rain here. .700 feet. Landing gear down, 3 green, landing lights around, cabin is notified, spoilers are armed, flaps are full, and landing memo, no blue. Oh, welcome to the jungle area of the world.
500. 400.
Whoa, that was bright. So there are 2 runways here. There it is. It's funny there's no lights on it though. That was pretty odd.
100 above, 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
And we are down. Reverser's armed. Reverser's green, auto brake on. Knots. .60 knots. Reverser's off. Auto brakes off. Yeah, that was an interesting approach. The runway is there, Eastbirds. Trust me, it's just not illuminated with runway lighting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 6:26 a.m. and it's currently about 28 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have been shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for
Hanoi
flying
area
with us.
traffic,
If you're making a
Skyways,
connection, we encourage you to check your
5556
itinerary
clear
to ensure a
the
smooth
active runway.
continuation of your
Ooh,
journey.
double rainbow. Look at, oh, I'm gonna have to get a picture of that one. Okay, we're gonna park here, we're gonna clean up the airplane. I'm gonna grab a quick screenshot. Oh, it looks like the high-speed runway's not, the taxiway's not there. Oh, come on, get a little bit leveler. There we go. All right, let's get out of his way. Start to taxi in. And turn off those lights. And we're going to basically go straight ahead to the terminal there. There he is. Look at that. We give him a rainbow for his approach. Looks like he made a good landing. Oh, we got a welcome rainbow. That's cool. That's nice. All right, let's jump back in here. Follow this taxi line in, so we'll kill the taxi light. Come on. Moving. There we go. Well, yeah, I don't know where these lines are going out here. So let's see if we can find one that works.
Hanoi traffic area, KLM 850, vacate runway 11 right.
These jetways are kind of facing all over the place here. So this one should be okay. There we go. At least we're not going to have a jetway sticking through the cockpit or something. Thank you, Oki. It's a very interesting landing. I had flashbacks when I flew into Seoul, South Korea, and I was on the ILS for a runway, and then it turned out the runway didn't actually exist. The ILS was there. The runway wasn't. Alright. That's us parked. Let's call the jetway over. There we go. And we can start our shutdown. So, parking brake is on. External power is connected. Nav aids are coming off. FCU has been reset. Flight directors are off. Auto thrust is off. Throttles are at idle. NDs are set back to arc 10 and clear. Anti-ice not required. External power is on. Engine master's coming off. Let's see if we get the logbook. There it is. Fuel pump's coming off. Come on. There we go. Beacon light is off. Seat belts, no portable devices are off. Transponder is off. TCAS is on standby. And Roger can go say goodbye to everybody. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Let's get Eastbirds in for the closing shot here. It's a rainy morning in Hanoi. It was a great flight. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you on the next one, which will be on Friday. Have a good day and safe flying, everybody. And Eastbirds, thank you very much for flying along with me today. And if any of you guys want to fly along as well, like I said, the streams are posted in advance with the times and where we're going. Feel free to hop in. Wow. On VATSim and join in. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.